Everybody ready? Yeah! All right, now here we go. A one, a two, a one,
Let's get it on, party people. The Get Sunday Covered podcast is back. It's me and Brandon, and it's season 2 already. So, Brandon, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you, man? It's been a minute, but glad to be back. This is officially kicking off season 2 for us, so stoked. Excited to be back doing these weekly, and
Dude, me too. Me
fantasy,
too.
fantasy's here, brother.
Dude, football is back, man. It's like back.
Yeah, I mean, week 0 for college is here, and it's go time. Football every single week till what, February now?
Oh, yeah. And I keep telling myself that I'm going to get more invested into college football because honestly, like I really never have been because there's just so many games all the time. But I think I'm really going to give it a good shot this year. I'm going to go to a BSU game. I'm going
There
to
you
try to
go.
like really kind of follow some stuff because I don't know, a lot of these players, in the offseason looking at the new rookies and stuff that are coming out. I've spent so much time watching their tape and stuff. Might as well just watch it on Saturdays, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, hey, this year and playoff is much bigger.
That's true. That's true. I forgot they did
12,
that.
12 team playoff this year for college, so makes things interesting.
I think that's better.
I think so as well. Notre Dame kind of gets the short end of the stick, not being in a conference, so the highest they can ever be is only 5. So yeah,
Yeah.
but gotta
Well,
be in a conference, gotta win a conference to hit those top 4.
that's true. That's true. But I mean, dude, it's been almost a year since we started doing all this stuff. I'm really excited to see kind of how this season goes. I think we're going to try some different things. Um,
Yeah,
we've got a lot more people now.
this season's going to be I think people are really going to like what we have in store for this season. I think we're going to
Definitely.
kind of broaden out, not make things so just GSC in general, broaden things out to a wider audience so everyone can kind of get involved, everything along those lines this year.
So that was kind of like one of the things that we got feedback on last year is that why do you keep just breaking down our league? Like we see everything that happens in our league. And I'm like, all right. Man, we'll talk about other shit then. So yeah, if you guys have ideas, like tell us what you want to hear about, man. We're just gonna kind of wing it and like Brandon said, broaden it a little bit and talk about, a little bit more um generic football talk, I think, obviously fantasy focused, but just a little bit more of our opinions. Jordan wasn't able to make it on tonight, but he's gonna be joining us. So we're gonna try to,
Yes.
I don't know, get some more exciting things to talk about, I guess. A lot of you that suck in this league don't like hearing that you suck. So heard.
Yes. All right. Well, Cody, let's just jump right into it with a quick question this week. Um,
For sure.
you could play fantasy football with any celebrity, athlete, public figure. Who would it be?
Oh man, it's a large pool. But how do I don't know. I'd probably go with somebody funny like a Will Ferrell or an Adam Sandler or something like that. Like let's say Will Ferrell. Can you imagine having him in the group chat? Like he's a sports fanatic anyway. I don't know if he likes NFL football, but I know that he loves his soccer and his hockey and stuff like that. I could just imagine him having in one of the GSC leagues. Just I feel like he would be perfect combination of like Ryan and Seamus and I don't know, any one of us, and you just put it in a bag and shake it up and you get Will Ferrell. I would love that.
I kind of went the same idea, to be honest, and I thought Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura.
Ooh, bro. Yeah, after the Brady roast. Well, I love Tom Segura anyway. He's one of my favorite comedians.
Like
So
I was
I'm
like, if you could get anyone, the two bears would be perfect.
yeah.
That was like where my head was at in terms of just like the content would be so crisp. It would be pure.
Oh yeah, that'd be so amazing. And you know what? I had this idea the other day too. Like speaking of that, we keep struggling with this whole idea of like the last place punishment with the league.
Right.
What I think we should do is whoever loses, we have to do like a roast for them. Like
Ooh,
we all just prepare like 2 or 3 minutes of just shitting on them and
content
basically
and
give
just
them a
do it on
chance
a
to like,
live stream. I'm so
yeah,
down.
or not even
So
like
down.
whatever. If they don't want to be on the YouTubes, that's fine. But
It could
at
just be
least do
for
it.
us.
At least do it with the group. We just do a roast every year.
That'd be so much fun.
Wouldn't
Do
that be
it
sick?
before the draft.
You guys gotta let me know what you think about that idea because I think that would be fun.
Do it
Like
right before the draft.
population.
Fuck with their head right before draft.
Oh, dude. Oh man. And
How
see,
how fucking torturous would that be to get roasted and then have to draft and you're just
yeah,
down in the dumps the whole time?
because you know, even like once the roast is over, you know every pick that you make, even if it's an awesome pick, you're just getting shit on by everybody. Like,
Yeah, exactly. That would be so funny. Oh, we should definitely do
I
that.
think that'd be
Let us
great.
know in the comments, guys. If,
Yeah, if you
uh,
guys are down with that, I think we got to make something like that happen. But
oh, I love it. All
dude,
right,
I'm so
perfect.
excited. I'm so
Well,
excited for fantasy football.
oh, dude, I'm so excited for this year. I'm so excited for season 2 of the podcast. Let's just take a look at what's ahead. So, with everything, I'm sure you guys can see right now, there's some new changes already. If you're looking at the layout right now, we have a nice beautiful overlay on the podcast. That's a new change. Let us know what you guys think in the comments on that. And then also big change for season 2. Season 2 of our podcast Get Sunday Covered is now going to also be available on not only YouTube but Apple Podcasts. So
Let's go.
we are officially on Apple Podcast. If you're interested, there's a QR code on our socials, and then a link as well in our bio. You guys can go ahead and either scan that or click the link, and that'll take you right to any of our episodes. We'll be uploading weekly, typically on Wednesdays. We may have an occasional Thursday here and there. Just kind of depends on scheduling with the boys.
Yeah, I think that's huge, man. Like we get it that it's not always the easiest to watch the YouTube and have your phone open constantly. So this is a big step forward for us. So Brandon, thank you for putting that together for us. That's a big step as far as the podcast game goes. Plus, you and I both got a face for radio, so I think
Yeah,
that's a
absolutely. So I'm looking forward to that. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, make sure you hit that follow button. Uh, I'm excited for Apple Podcast. I'm really stoked to kind of see what happens with us on that end. And it's a little bit different. You just get our voices. You don't get to see us and our beautiful faces, but
I'm like falling in love. Sorry, guys.
we're really not going to. I don't really plan on doing with us kind of making some changes to the podcast this season, being more versatile, broader, and just kind of more of that football talk and everything along those lines. I don't expect us to really have as much of the visuals as we did compared to kind of last year. So I think a lot of people won't really be missing out on much listening to that Apple side.
I love it, man. That's sick. I feel like we're that's like a big stepping stone. You know what I mean? Like it's it takes
Yeah.
time. We are going to get there, guys, and we really appreciate all of you that do listen and watch and give us the like and the follow and things like that. So it means a lot, and like I said from the beginning, like Brandon and I both said, we're not doing this for clout, so to speak. It's for you guys, but if we're going to do it, we want to do it right, and we want to make it, appealing to you in a way that you can enjoy it. So the feedback is always welcome.
Yes, sir. All right, perfect. Well, with that being said, draft day. It's 11 days away.
It's coming.
It's
How do you
11
feel
days.
about your draft spot?
I'm in the sixth spot, so I'm right in the middle. I'm not complaining.
And
I've done quite a few mocks. I think I know who
you
I'm
got your
gonna
strategy
get.
all straightened out?
I think I know who I'm gonna get in the first round. I'd be surprised if someone took him ahead of me, and I have a backup plan in place, but um, yeah, I mean, I feel like whoever I pick will be there at six. We'll just have to see.
You're taking Patrick Mahomes, aren't you?
No, I'm no quarterback in the first round. I'll assure you that. Not in this league.
Yeah, dude, I'm kind of salty. I'm not gonna lie. Like we obviously, for those of you that are watching or listening, you didn't see that we did our draft order randomly with the bartender. And for the second year in a row, I got pick eight, dude. Eight. I was pick eight last year. I
I
don't
think it
want
was
to.
pick pick five or seven. I think I might have been six last year as well. I was somewhere in that realm. Let's see.
I want to move up in the draft so bad. Here's a little fun fact. I may have reached out to a couple of individuals to see if that's a possibility.
Oh no,
But
last year I was three.
nothing. You were three last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to be a little higher in the draft. I would like four through like six is what I want.
I like being
So
in the middle.
if you guys are
Being in the
interested,
middle is okay. I was nine my rookie year in GSC. That was 2022. So,
yeah. I don't know. It's tough for me because I feel like the turnaround's a little quicker at eight,
yeah.
but you miss out on a lot in the first seven picks.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, I mean, you look at me in 2022, I got Justin Jefferson and he went off
Yeah, but
that.
it's not 2022 anymore. There's some big
Just
names going
saying.
in
He
the
was
first
at,
round.
I got him in the ninth. I got him in the ninth pick. So there's
Yeah.
capability there. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Either way, you're gonna at least have a top tier guy.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
I guess we'll see what happens in 11 days, dude. That's less than 2 weeks.
I know.
And I'm
It's
I'm, I'm
it's
kind of
coming
freaking out.
soon. I'm excited, man. I've got some other league um starting to draft. My big mystery box league jersey, Elevate 08. Shout out them boys.
Welcome to the club. By the way,
Uh
they're in the
yeah,
house now.
they
Sweet.
are in the
Go
club
check them out.
now. So welcome. Yeah, we draft that league on Saturday, so I'm pretty stoked.
The only draft I've done so far is our best ball draft. All the
We
rest
did
of
the
mine are
best
done
ball. Yep.
in the next week or two.
Yep, agreed. Most of mine are doing that as well. Now, let's talk sleeper for a
Well,
second.
real quick before we do that, I just want to remind everybody about our draft day. We've got some exciting things coming up. So for those of you that are in the GSC main league, and for those of you that are not, we will try to post some of these things after the fact. But for those of you that are in the main league, we do have some cool surprises coming up this year, kind of like we did last year. So um, again, draft is Saturday,
Be late,
31st at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
nine
So
o'clock on the East Coast. No, it's 6 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern.
we don't know when the draft is. I know it's on Saturday.
It's Saturday, the 31st. I'm looking at it right now, 6 p.m. Mountain Time.
Okay. We got some cool stuff set up for us this year. So the sooner you can get on, I know Brandon will post the link, but we'd love to shoot the shit for a while before we get into it, and then we can kind of do our little presentation and stuff. But don't miss it, guys. It's gonna be fun.
Yep. We'll do team names again this year before the draft. So everyone can announce their team names, logos if you want. those updated, go ahead and shoot me a text. I'll get on that. But let's jump into kind of what we're looking at on Sleeper right now because Sleeper brought the heat this offseason. I just want to say it. The updates, upgrades, whatever you want to call them,
If you're
ooh,
playing on a different platform right now,
they have just
get your life together.
if you're not playing on Sleeper, what are you doing? I mean, Sleeper is now basically the hub of everything. I mean, you have new upgrades, including survivor pools, pick'em pools. You got fantasy. You have March Madness. You have
NBA's brackets.
fantasy basketball. You have, I mean, you can sports bet on it. Like,
So what about this one? I want to ask you about the newest update that they just came out with, the auto sub feature. Tell me what you know about that and how you feel about it.
well, basically, what you can do is, if a player is questionable and they don't start, you can at least set an auto sub in to basically switch in in the event that player doesn't play, right?
Does it on its own.
Does it on its own. I love that. I think that's a sweet move, but I kind of see both ends of it, right? If your player's out and you don't have that auto sub feature on, right? If your player is out and you roster and start them and you're not paying attention to the injury report, that's on you. I mean, the injury report
That
comes
part.
out 90 minutes before the game.
That part. That's where I'm at. I think it's a cool feature, but I think I get it that everybody has their own shit going on. I really do, but I think that's kind of one of the things that has always made our league and hopefully every other league fun and interesting is that there's certain people that can get to their phone right now and make that change, and ones that it's not exactly a priority. And I think that's a competitive advantage. Whereas if you do
100%.
this, it just kind of like, I don't know, now it's not on you anymore. All you got to do is set your auto sub when you have that 10 minutes. I don't know. Like I get it because you know,
I mean, some things are out of your control. If they're a true questionable game time decision and they on the roster or injury report, they still show as questionable. And
yeah,
I
and I
think
can't
there
sit
was a
here and say
time where someone was like questionable and then they didn't play and it was announced like 5 minutes before the game.
yeah, I was gonna say I can't sit here and say that I've never been victim of somebody being called out when they weren't supposed to be, quote unquote, supposed to be. So like I understand that, but I don't know. Pay attention, I guess.
Yeah, I agree, but I mean, looking really towards it. We'll kind of have to see what happens in terms. But I mean, what do you think about the other upgrades from Sleeper there?
Oh, with the pick'em pools and stuff like that, takes a lot
From
off of our plate.
Survivors. I mean, they absolutely just this off season unloaded.
To be honest with you, I'm a
Everything.
little surprised that it took this long
I
for
agree.
pick'ems to show up. But
Agree.
I mean, I'm stoked about it, and I think I don't know, man. I think Sleeper's got something really good going on over there, and it's turning into kind of like a Barstool Sports type of vibe. I'm not saying they're doing the same thing, but like they're building kind of an empire when it comes to fantasy sports, and I like that.
It's gonna be sooner or later, they're gonna have every single thing on it. Fantasy hockey, baseball, everything. Um, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if that's in the works right now for hockey.
Oh
And I
yeah,
wouldn't be surprised if next baseball season baseball's in it.
and that's my thing. Like we just talked about it a little bit ago. As somebody who's played fantasy sports for well over a decade, I can't speak for everybody else, but is there really anything better than Sleeper?
Well,
Tell me
here,
there's another app or another platform that's more user friendly than Sleeper?
Desktop wise, you might be able to argue like Yahoo,
Maybe Yahoo.
maybe. But phone wise, where everyone is nowadays,
Who's really setting their lineup on a desktop?
and that's the thing. Everyone's using their phone nowadays. Everyone has a smartphone. Majority of people, the interface for Sleeper on a phone is undebatable. I mean, and the fact is here in my head, Sleeper is going to essentially become the premier hub, if you will, so to speak, when it comes to
For
fantasy
sure.
sports. It is going
For
to
sure.
have everything here soon, and it is going to, I think it's going to basically take over all of ESPN, Yahoo,
I hope
all
it
of that.
does.
And I understand people that use ESPN, use Yahoo. It's basic. It's vanilla, to put it lightly. You're using those because you're vanilla, and that's the interface you want to use. But when you want to be a little bit more in depth, you look at kind of the comparison of a lot of leagues versus ESPN versus Sleeper or Yahoo versus Sleeper. Sleeper is far more, just based off of everything that I've seen, it's far more advanced in terms of the leagues that are within it, I think.
Yeah. I tell you one thing though, as soon as we start having ads while we're setting our lineup, I'm fucking gone.
Yeah, that's what I like about Sleeper is no ads. You don't get any of that. And
I hope it stays that way, man.
I hope it stays that way too. If Sleeper can continue what they're doing, and I don't see why they don't overtake all fantasy leagues. I don't see why ESPN, Yahoo, they're gonna struggle. They're gonna have to do some major changes or something to be able to get them.
Agreed. Agreed.
So let's just take a little bit of a recap into our changes for GSC main going into year 10. Um, Trades are going to remain non-veto. They'll get
That was a
processed.
hot topic.
They're going to get processed within 24 hours. So that is a new update, I believe. They were prior 48, correct?
Yeah, it was 2 days before. Um, but it's always messy, man, because I want this trade for this week and I want the option to veto this. So it's like, fuck, what do you do? You know? So yeah, I think landing on the no vetoes unless it's obvious collusion, somebody selling the house for
Nothing.
a team that's potentially in contention, unless it's something like that. Call it good, 24 hours, it's going through.
I like it. Uh, Trade deadline pushed back to week 12 now.
Yeah. So I also love that.
I really like that. I think having that and then basically making everyone's roster set for week 13 and 14 right before the playoffs begin, I guess.
I like this too because it also, like, for the teams that, let's say like you're out of contention, like you've mathematically been eliminated from the playoffs, you're going to make it in the bottom bracket. You can still potentially put together a trade that helps your team in those last couple of weeks.
Well, even look at the teams that are in contention or, one game back, making a trade in that last, those now having those extra 2 weeks to be able to make a trade, that might be able to lift you right into the playoffs and, get you a better seeding.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, because once it gets to that like week 10, 11, 12 mark, it's like you think waivers are slim in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
At that point, like you're just scrounging for scraps, man.
100%. You're shooting in the dark.
Yeah, I like it. I think that was a good call for everybody that voted on that.
We did update. This year we're running 3 wide receivers and 1 flex instead of 2 wide receivers and 2 flexes.
Are we going 2 flex? I thought it was 1 flex.
Now that we were 2 and 2, now we're 3 and 1.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Rosters are or players are locked once they play, whether on the bench or starting. So if you have a player that's played and then want to pick someone up for Sunday night or Monday night, if that player's played, you're not allowed to drop them or switch anything.
Yeah, that was another hot topic that we had. That's another one that I also see both sides of it, but I did vote in favor of that ruling. I think when it comes to getting your 14 players or whatever it is for that week, I think if they've already played, then that's your bed that you made. You got to sleep in it.
100%. This is a this one was 50-50 in our polls. IR was 50-50 on 1 IR spot or 2. So
What'd you vote for?
I think I voted 1. Just leave it at 1, and that's what it's been. I don't see the need for change on that.
I agree. I think for this one, it's the way that we've kind of constructed our league, like in comparison to most other leagues, 10 teams is pretty small.
Oh,
So I
100%.
think first thing is that going back to 3 wide receiver kind of gives some depth to that player pool, right? And then what do you need 2 IR spots for? Honestly, like
You really don't.
there's enough players available that you can drop somebody that's going to fill in. Like I understand it, if somebody gets hurt with a hamstring and they're out for 6 weeks, I get it. So choose wisely on your IR spot. You know what I mean? Like this is part of the active management of your team, in my opinion. Like I understand why you would want 2 IR spots. But it's like all of our teams in theory should be stacked. So we added a third wide receiver. I don't know. I think 1 IR spot is enough.
All right, is your drafting strategy different this year in comparison to last year with it being 3 wide receivers versus the
Yeah.
2 and 2?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely is. And I remember drafting this way a couple of years ago, and I do think that it's, for the sake of insider information, if you will, I think that's something that people should pay attention to this year. And I think receivers are going to be a hot commodity. So you're going to start finding those gems of running backs in the third and fourth round and shit like that because people are going to hammer receivers.
I
So yeah,
agree.
my strategy is definitely different, especially being towards the back of the draft, for sure.
Yeah. I 100% see that, and I think, like, for me last year I went so running back heavy in the draft that this year I'm trying to figure out what, way I want to go. And we'll see. I could go any route of way. I could once again go running back heavy and then, you know, make trade offers for a solid wide receiver.
Yep.
If people are struggling like they were last year at running back, and I have 4 running backs that are solid, and someone wants to trade me a solid receiver and I need a receiver, why not?
I'll have to dig up that stat from last year because I'm pretty sure you had like 4 or 5 of the
I had
top 10
four of the
running
top
backs on
10.
your team. Yeah, that's
I had,
nuts.
I had 4 of the top 10 running backs.
And you still got nothing to show for
Yeah.
it.
Fuck.
So,
It's all good. I'm moving up year to year. This is my year now. So was third 2022, was second this last season. This is my year to jump up to that one spot.
Yeah, we'll see.
So keepers in the 10th round. Once again, that's the same.
One after 10.
Yep, one after 10.
I
And
think
then
if you go any more than one keeper, you might as well just do a dynasty league, honestly. Like,
yeah, I mean I could see if you get like two or three players that are keeper eligible and you're not in, you know, if I'm not in contention to make the playoffs and I have a couple keeper eligible guys, why not make an offer to a team that needs a keeper and be like,
seriously.
hey, I got a
Yeah.
keeper for you for next year. Trade me for him.
Yep.
You can keep him and you pick up a solid rosterable player that you just plug and play.
Yep.
So it'll be curious to kind of see what happens there this season.
Do you think it's kind of crazy, like the keepers that we have eligible for this year? Like we did the keepers on the last episode, so if you guys didn't catch that, go check it out. We kind of break down the best options for each team in our league. We've got some big names in there. I mean, we're talking like
Puka,
probably five
Laporta.
or six names in the first 3 rounds of ADP this year. Puka, Laporta, Kyron Williams, Devon Achan. Those are huge names that are going super high in the draft, and they're all being kept this year. I don't know if we've ever had that many highly rated players before.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be quite interesting seeing who's keeping who at the draft. That's where I'm looking forward to is seeing who's everyone's keeper.
Yeah.
All right. Waivers, add and drop at your leisure. Um, I know that was kind of a topic we were talking about if you roster someone, do you need to keep them for a certain amount of time? Nope. Do as you please. And then the last
And
one,
don't
we're just
forget, don't
keeping
forget
the
we're going
fumbles
fab
at
on waivers still.
man,
I'm
everyone
serious.
spends their fab like crazy and come week 5 or 6, everyone's out and I'm chilling there with like
Well, not everybody. You got some people that refuse to spend any, and then they end up in week 14 or 15, and they've got like $70 left.
yeah, that's true. But I mean, you look at me last season, I had like 70 or $80 and it was like week 5 and majority of people were at like $30 left
Myself included.
or zero, going in all in on Jerome Ford.
Hey, he got me a couple of wins, man. I'll take it. Money well spent.
Yeah, fair enough. And
That
then
is by far the most fab that I've spent before, though, on a single player. I don't think I've ever gone above 50%.
yeah, that's I would never. I just couldn't do that.
Can't imagine any scenario where you dump 50%.
Unless like someone drops someone crazy. It
It
I don't
never happens in our league.
yeah, I don't see it. I just don't. I mean, I don't know. Something could happen. You never know, especially with the
So
people
then,
that are in our freaking league.
how do you approach your budget then? How do you budget that? Because I've played in a couple of different fab leagues, and like everybody does it kind of differently.
I
And one of the things that I've
honestly,
learned about GSC is like I never bid enough.
yeah, I feel like if I'm gonna spend money on a guy, I'm trying to spend enough. Like I'll spend like $10 or $11. I'm giving my insider information, so y'all are lucky right now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to figure it out this season now.
you have to give a little switch up.
No, but like last season, I would like throw like $10 or $11 on a guy. If I got him, cool, and I throw it on like a couple dudes, right? If I got him, cool. If someone outbid me, whatever. Especially with how you know decent my team was, I wasn't necessarily struggling at any position.
Hashtag humble brag.
So I wasn't necessarily ever struggling at a certain position. I was always just trying to upgrade. And, I never really, I think I picked up a couple guys and, I got a keeper out of waivers, and you know, I already know who I'm keeping. I'm not gonna say it, but
You already said it.
going who?
Zamir White.
No way.
Shut up. That's what you said on the podcast.
Nah. No, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not keeping who I said on the podcast either, but I only have two options. So
You're keeping Rashid Rice.
yes, yes, I am.
Chances are he's not going to get suspended this season. It'll be next
Right.
year.
And I didn't know that when we recorded last time, so don't hold that against me.
So, yeah, I'm keeping Zamir White. So, let's fumbles staying at -3. So, fumble lost -2, fumble -1.
Yeah, I mean, the only major changes that we had was the rosters going back to three wide receiver, and then
Trade process time and
yeah, the
deadline.
non-veto thing. I mean, pretty much everything else is the same. Same people returning. We did switch up divisions a little bit, which is interesting. I'm no longer playing with you guys, so we'll see how that goes. You guys have to deal with Whitney now. But interesting little tidbit as far as the division goes. I did want to announce that Get Sunday Covered Main League is officially international at this point. I won't say where and I won't say who.
Oh, I was going to drop it. Oops.
Yeah,
I'm glad
I
I didn't.
won't. I'm not going to do it without this person's permission, but we are international now, so that's pretty cool. And I know that we've got a rep for the GSC Football Club doing a league in Baltimore. We've got the Pacific Northwest League, that's a 12-team league. So we've got a bunch of people in there. That Joey, who we had on a couple shows back, he's going to be in that league with me. It's growing, guys. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah, and if you're in that fantasy football club, tying right into my next little tidbit. If you're in it or you're not in it, join. Go to our Instagram, Get Sunday Covered. There's a link in the our bio. Click that link, sign up. We'll get you an invite to the Facebook group, and then also leagues. I'm ready to start kind of getting leagues rolling out. If you want to do a buy-in league or a
You gotta
free
do it
league,
quick.
better fill out the poll so we can start getting these people put into leagues and get you guys all signed up. So just keep your eye out in the Facebook group. We'll get that all started. Touching on the Facebook group, get you guys rolling here. Want to do a survivor pool? We've already sent out the links for the survivor pool. And Cody,
I'm in.
did you get the pick'em pool in the Facebook group yet?
You know what? I don't
I don't
think
think
that I
I
did.
couldn't find it.
You
I
might
I
have to
saw
drop that
you
one.
post
But I
it.
thought we wanted to do one
Like
for
it.
money and one for free. So
Yep. So if you guys want to do the free survivor pool, that is in the Facebook group right now. If you want to do a buy-in for the survivor pool or pick'em pool, we're gonna have polls up tomorrow morning, or technically today, uh, for how much you want to pay for a buy-in, and we'll get that rolling with the information to everyone. Just keep your eye out in the Facebook group, and then that buy-in, what we're going to utilize that for is portion for the winners, and then we're also going to
bag.
some special prizes throughout the season, maybe some weekly winners. If someone, let's say someone goes perfect in the pick'ems, you go perfect in the pick'ems, maybe you'll get something sent to your inbox. What you think?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited to try to do some more stuff like that, man, especially with how much we're growing. It's kind of hard for, even myself personally, you can't keep dropping 30, 40, $50 on every league that you're in. So we want to kind of compensate for that and say, you know, let's do something different. We'll play for something fun. something a little bit cheaper, send out some cool prizes, mystery box stuff like that. So
Mystery boxes. Mystery boxes. Ooh. Got some cool stuff for you guys. Don't worry. There's some developing things in store. Once again, this is year one of the Fantasy Football Club. So if you're not a part of it, join it now because come next year, season 3 or season 2 of the football club, as we say, there will be a Champions League.
yes, sir.
In that Champions League, there will be a buy-in. However, I can guarantee the prizes are a mystery box filled with things you want. They will be it'll be super fun to do that. Cody and I are already chiming back and forth about the mystery box, what we're going to be putting in them, everything along those lines. So really excited for that. That's over a year away, pretty much a year and a half away from now. That'll happen, but really excited. But looking at this season, doing mystery prizes, mystery stuff throughout the season, sending you guys, little tokens of gratitude for being part of the club. There's lots of cool things that Cody and I want to do for you guys. So if you haven't already joined the club, do it now. Get in. The season's about to start. So really excited for everyone that's going to be in the club. And now's the perfect time to join. Football is right around the corner.
Let's go. Right there, dude.
I'm
Should we live stream Thursday night football? Should we send out a little group video? Get some of our new members on, watch some football with us?
I think we can do that. Should we
We can probably
maybe
make that happen, right?
I think some people might join the Thursday night and be able to ask us maybe start 'em sit 'em questions.
I'm pretty hyped for week 1, I'm not gonna lie. So if you guys want to jump on and do something like that, let us know. We're gonna make it happen. You're invited
Hit that link.
if you're a part of the club.
Join the club. As always, love you guys.
Hey,
So-
show us some love, fam. Help us out. Go join, go like, go subscribe.
Go
Don't
follow
forget,
our Instagram, our
It's
TikTok,
coming.
our YouTube, our Apple Podcasts now. Go
Nice.
follow us on all platforms.
We love you guys. Thank you so much.
With that being said, Cody, what's in store next week?
Oh man, next week we
Little draft pre-talk?
we're gonna do a little bit of draft pre-talk because the GSC main draft is coming up. And we've got some team name changes, which means new team logos. Those are going to get revealed as well.
Ooh.
And maybe a little something extra if it's ready, and if you guys are ready for it.
Ooh.
We'll see.
Are you hinting at what I think you're hinting at?
Well, I'm hitting at something
Maybe a snippet.
like just a little,
Like a
Just the tip?
5-second snippet.
just the tip, so it doesn't
Just
count.
yeah.
Got it.
Just
Yeah,
just a
I think
smidge.
I think that sounds right.
I don't want to give the full thing yet.
Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
We gotta wait for that. They gotta wait till right before football.
You gotta want it. Make them want
You guys comments. Drop some comments in the chat. But as always, we love you guys so much. Thank you once again for listening to Cody and I rant on for 45 minutes. As always, we love and appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on all platforms. We love you guys. We will catch you next week. Till then, peace.
Peace.